Coach Lachlan, man. What a hire that was, right? But yeah, Buckeye Nation, we back again with another Ohio State commitment live stream. Of course, for anyone who's watched my channel since I started it, what was it, last July? Am I really coming up on the 1 year anniversary of this channel being established already? My God. I remember I made this channel right after Justin Scott committed to Ohio State. And now here we are, almost hitting the 1 year anniversary. Wow, time flies. But yet, here we are. Right, Ohio State doing what they always do. Going out and killing it on the recruiting trail. Gotta make sure we're working on the sound. All right, good. So it's important to make sure your sound's working. Otherwise, you end up just spending 10 minutes talking and no one can hear what you're saying. That's the worst. I've done a few videos like that on the main channel. You know, do the whole video, go to check it, make sure everything's good, find out, oh yeah, sound wasn't working. So that video gets thrown in the dumpster. That's the worst. But talking about Ohio State's recruiting as of late, of course, things are really going to start picking up now that summer's here, school's out. These kids go to these camps. You know, I think Ohio State's already had a couple like camps for high schoolers. You know, they go to these camps, and then if they're lucky, Ohio State will shoot them an offer, and then that'll get the whole process started with those guys. Those kids are usually class of 2026 or 2027. Yeah. It's like a way to introduce these colleges to some of these athletes. But for the class of 2025, Ohio State is full speed ahead. Yeah. They've already had two really, really good, massive visit days with double-digit kids coming in. Of course, it's official visit season, which means these kids visit and they could commit at any time. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if a few of them commit on that day. But they do what we call a silent commit. They only tell the university. They don't tell nobody else. The university and their family. They don't reveal it to everybody else until a specific date. So, like, if you follow Ohio State's Twitter account, the football account anyway, you will notice they may tweet out like a boom with like an eye emoji. Or I guess what they do now is they do a Buckeye, a Bucknut emoji with like the little boom emoji. And people, I guess, take that as a commit is coming. Now, usually you see that tweet, and then maybe a few hours later, you'll get a commitment announcement. But sometimes it might be a silent commit, right? And we won't know exactly who it is until a later date. Now, a few hours ago, not even a few hours ago, Ohio State added another stud to the class of 2025 as Isaiah West out of St. Joseph's Prep in Pennsylvania. If that school sounds familiar, that's because it should be. That's where Marvin Harrison Jr. went, and Cal McCord, and a few others. I think we actually have a kid on this year's team that just transferred in that went there too, from South Carolina, corner. Was that Keegan Nelson or something like that? Let me look at his name. I don't want to disrespect him like that. Let me look at his name here. I don't want to disrespect that kid like that. So I'm going to look at his name and get it right. All right. Yeah, it was. Oh, it was Keenan Nelson. I said Keegan. Hey, I was one there off. But yeah, Keenan Nelson. I noticed too. The majority of our transfers came from the SEC. I love it. I love it, man. So as far as the impact of this commitment, well, I mean, it doesn't do a whole lot. It keeps Ohio State firmly in first place in the recruiting rankings on 247, as Ohio State is now a full 20 points ahead of Notre Dame. We're at 284.63. Notre Dame is at 264.56. Good stuff. And of course, we are far from done. We only have 16 commits. Some people have said that they expect Ohio State to finish with around 28-ish commits. Around there. Okay. They say that this class could easily get past the 300 mark in terms of the rating. Depending on who we land, that is very possible. Very possible. For sure. So Isaiah West, let's see where they put him, because I've seen on 3, he's a majority a 3-star, but I believe 247 has him as a 4. Yes, he has a 4-star on 247, right between Nate Roberts and Desi Jones. Yep. According to 247, Isaiah West is the number 6 running back in the state of PA. The number 13 running back in the position group in the class, and then 214th in the nation. Okay. All right. Yep. That's cool. That's wonderful. Now, let's see. Let's check on 3 real quick. Checking my phone. The beauty of having to use a laptop to do this stuff is computer's not strong enough to utilize multiple windows on here like I would on my main computer. It's funny how all this is going down while my main computer is getting worked on. This couldn't happen when I had my main computer, right? We couldn't have this big ass freaking recruiting boom happen with my main computer. No, it had to happen when my main computer was getting looked at, because for some reason it would not connect to the Wi-Fi. And it kept freezing too. All right, so I'm just checking. Okay, no RPM predictions, recruiting projections. All right. Let's see what they got for Ohio State. All right. So the last ones were Isaiah West and Brody Lennon. I feel like he'll be committing soon. Now, the ones that Ohio State fans are really on the lookout for are Vernell Brown, wide receiver, and interior offensive lineman Javon McFadden. Madden Faraimo is probably not going to be a Buckeye. Justin Hill, he's committing, I believe, July 6th, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll know his decision. And I bet you the college already knows. But it's hard to say at this point. Now, as far as any other guys we could expect, let's look at the recent visits and see if there's any guys that we might be able to snag here soon. This Tuesday, Isaiah Gibson, 5-star edge rusher, currently committed to USC, will be in town. And then on Friday, coming up, that's the big day. David Sanders, or as Tennessee called him, Davis Sanders. Yeah, that actually happened. They misspelled my dude's name on the little name card. And not to mention, there's a picture that surfaced. They had what looked like, maybe it's just me, the driest looking steak I've ever freaking seen. That thing looked dry as hell. I'm like, man, there's no glisten or anything there. Like, it's not glistening or, shiny or anything. It's like, man, you look like you need some steak sauce with that thing. It looked dry. Don't disrespect people with dry steak. Come on. I'm not trying to eat a damn car tire or a leather boot. I want to put that steak in my mouth and I want that thing to melt. Damn near. But no, it's like, you have to eat like you're eating a car tire. I don't think we've ever eaten a car tire, so we really wouldn't know what that would taste like. But you can imagine it's chewy and, yeah, not fun. Wears out your jaw. Now, let's see here. Any other guys? Jordan Davison will be in town. Zion Grady and Malik Autry. Those are three names to really keep an eye on. I feel like we will know a lot about this, some of these guys after that day. We might even have a couple kids from that visit day commit at the same time. Most likely they'll be silent. They'll be like, they'll tell their, the people there. And hopefully it doesn't leak out like it happened one time. I think it was, who was it that it leaked out? It wasn't, what's his face from Glenville, was it? It might have been. He told everybody that he was committing to Ohio State, and someone took a video of it. And then it surfaced, leaked out, and people got mad. Because, like, why would you ruin it for the kid? I don't know. It's whatever. So Brody Lennon will be making his official visit on the 21st as well. If you ask me, in a perfect universe, we will get commitments from David Sanders, Zion Grady, Jordan Davison, Malik Autry, and I guess you could add Brody Lennon, but not really sure about him right now. I mean, he literally just popped up. So I was like, okay, he literally just got an offer like a few days ago. So yeah, okay. We'll see what happens there. But what I cannot wait for is when Brody Lennon commits to Kentucky and freaking Hayes Fawcett on Twitter puts on a graphic and it says over Ohio State. It's like, dude, we barely even talked to him. I hate when he does that. I get it, I mean, no, Ohio State offered. We offered literally like a week ago. We barely even talked to the kid. It's like, I see this dude post these really cool edits and stuff, commitment tweets and stuff. And he's putting Ohio State with these kids. And it's like, we were interested in him? I didn't even know. Huh. Must have been like an under the radar kind of thing. Well, we must not have really been interested because if we really want you, we gonna get you. That's the way it is with us. I see these universities out here, they got Lamborghinis and, they're all flashy and pizzazz, right? We don't need to be flashy. We don't need to have the Lambos. Look at our freaking trophy case. Look at the freaking NFL. Right? I mean, damn. You want to see how good Ohio State is? Look at the NFL right now. Look at all the stud players Ohio State has put in the league over the last few years. Right? On both sides of the ball. Almost every position group has had a stud from Ohio State. Offensive line, Paris Johnson Jr. Running back. Do I even need to say it? Ezekiel Elliott. You can even go Carlos Hyde. Wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, Marv, Chris Olave. I mean, damn. Just those three alone. Emeka Egbuka is going to be a top, probably one first-round pick. At worst, second round. At worst. JSN! I still believe if JSN's hamstring wasn't completely messed up in that Notre Dame game or whatever, he would have been a first-round pick. He would have been even higher than he was. Man, I mean, what about quarterback? Yeah, quarterback may be the only one, but even then, CJ Stroud, Justin Fields, tight end. Okay, you might have got me on the tight end part. We've had a few come out, but yeah, it's for us, it's mainly wide receivers, corners, of course, Denzel Ward, Marshawn Lattimore, among others. We've had studs in almost every position group. You could even say like kicker and stuff too. Right? Nugent. I heard he was all right. But man, I gotta look at something real quick, man. That's crazy. I hope. I'm pretty sure Mike Nugent went to Ohio State. I don't know why. I'm doubting myself for some reason. If he didn't, then I look stupid. Yeah. Why did I think he didn't go to Ohio State? Just randomly, I hope he went there. Of course he went there. Duh. God. We even had a really good punter, Johnston, too, man. Like, Ohio State sells itself, right? Ohio State is like a damn Bugatti in the college football world. You don't need commercials. They don't need flashy stuff. It sells itself. You want to see how good Ohio State is, just look at the NFL. Seems like every year, at least several Ohio State players. Now, Ohio State could have had way more Buckeyes going to the draft, but, you know, they had to reload the clip because they got some unfinished business to take care of this year. Now, if we go out there and once again lay another egg, well, that's going to look like one massive failure. And hopefully all the guys that came back stay healthy because they have several first-round caliber players coming in for next year's draft, for sure. It's going to be very interesting to see how Ohio State does. Especially, it depends on who the starting quarterback is, because a lot of people seem to believe Julian Sayin could possibly be the dude. I'll tell you what, though. Julian Sayin might be that dude. If he is, at least Will Howard's going to give him a run for his money. What I can't wait for is when I stream Ohio State games on the main channel this year, and people are going to be like, talking about, you know, they're going to ask me. I'm sure someone will ask me, do you think Will Howard's better than Kyle McCord? I'm going to be like, straight up, Kyle McCord is like a Ford Taurus. Will Howard, I mean, I guess you could say like Will Howard's like a sportier kind of car. Yeah. Well, actually, I messed that up. Kyle McCord is a Honda Accord. Honda McCord. And you could say Will Howard's like a Ford Taurus. Right? Reliable. He'll get you where you need to go. Honestly, you could say he's a Mustang. Kind of. Ford Mustang. Okay, I got to stop talking about cars. Okay. But yeah, Isaiah West is a Buckeye, and Coach Locke doing it again. My dude literally showed up at Ohio State after the season ended, because you know who? A Range Rover. That's a good one. Yeah, Range Rover. That could be a good comparison. I was just thinking about sedans, but he could be a Range Rover. Yeah. Obviously, Julian Sayin's like a damn Maserati type, or like a sports car, like a Corvette, maybe. Corvette? Maybe a Challenger Hellcat? Yeah, that's even better one. Yeah, he's a Hellcat type. I honestly would not be surprised at all if Julian Sayin beats out Will Howard for the quarterback job. I would not be surprised. But like I said, no matter what happens, whoever gets the starting job is going to definitely earn it. And they're going to have one hell of an arsenal to work with. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, Isaiah West comes in now, and he is, I believe, the second running back in the class with, get this, Lamar Bo Jackson. Yeah, that's his actual full name. Bo Jackson. His full name is Lamar Jackson Jr. So, okay. Ravens fans see that, and they're like, oh, okay. Just got to wait a couple years, and we could have two Lamar Jacksons on the team. Okay. I'm joking, obviously. Somewhat. But, yeah. I'm really going to be keeping an eye on that kid this upcoming high school football season. Like I always do with all of our incoming commits. I always like to keep track of how they do in high school. That's always the fun part. All right, let's see. So just a recap of the class. You have Devin Sanchez, Naeem Offord, Tavian St. Clair. Those are the straight up 5 stars. Now, Carter Lowe is technically a 4-star, but Rivals has him as a 5. But he's a very high 4-star. If he really goes crazy, if he looks really good this year in high school football, he could be a 5-star. But we'll see, though. Fahim Delaney, he's another high 4-star. Same thing goes for him. He could be a 5-star by, the time he comes out of high school ball. Quincy Porter, Zahir Mathis, who's an absolute dog. TJ Alford, another dog. Bo Jackson, just mentioned him. London Merritt, Nate Roberts, Desi Jones, and Deshaun Stewart, 2 teammates in the same high school. One is a receiver, the other one's a corner. That's fun. I still remember seeing that. We got one. Wait, when did they commit? Yeah, Desi committed on the 30th of March. The very next day, Deshaun committed. I made a video about those two. And then Cody Haddad from St. Ignatius. And then Eli Lee. And then Isaiah West. Awesome. I think the first one to commit from the class was Eli Lee. Now, they did have a couple other commits, but some of the kids left. I don't know if I can look at the decommits. Yeah, here we go. Decommits. Oh, Blake Woodby, Javon Boggs, Jonte Gilbert. Yeah. A corner, a safety, and a receiver. And all 3 of them are 4 stars. They're like middle tier 4 stars. Yeah. From Georgia, Florida, and Baltimore, Maryland. But, it is what it is. It happens like that. Some kids, they come into a situation thinking that that's where they're going to be, and then the process gets going. And sometimes it's not the kid that commences the talk of leaving. Sometimes the university will come up to that kid and be like, listen, we like what you're doing, but yeah, we kind of need your spot. You can go and reevaluate your situation. They essentially say, you can go, look elsewhere. And then you'll find out like 2 days later that they were eyeing a 5-star, and then they get that kid and it's like, oh, okay. Oh my God. Mookie Betts suffers broken left hand. Yo, why are the freaking Dodgers getting freaking hurt like this all of a sudden? God. Dang, man. freaking team can't stay healthy. I mean, whatever. All right, so that's all I got on this one. Buckeyes add another one, and yeah, that's our second running back in the class. And of course, they're looking at least one more. It'll be if they do add one more, which I think they're gonna just go with 3 running backs in this class. It will be Jordan Davidson from Mater Dei, and of course, Coach Locke has a very good relationship with him. He'll be in town on Friday, as I mentioned earlier, along with David Sanders. So keep an eye on those guys. That's going to be fun. But yeah, hopefully Ohio State adds some more kids in the coming days. And let's keep it going. This is fun. I kind of figured it was going to be like this because our spring was very quiet. I mean, literally, I went like 2 months without making a video or whatever because there was nothing to talk about. Recruiting was very quiet. I don't even think there was really much going down in terms of visits. I think it was just that natural quiet period in recruiting. And now summer's here. Official visits are picking up. And of course, commitments are starting to really happen en masse. So we'll see how many more Ohio State gets. Oh, that's where he hurt his freaking hand. Who hit him? Bro, he donged it right on the front of the hand. Ah. Yeah, I can imagine. It doesn't feel good at all. That's kind of like what happened to Jose a little bit, I think, too. Ouch. Well, if I know anything from what Jose went through when he hurt his hand, was it 2 years ago? Or was it? Yeah, it was 2 years ago in Colorado. Yeah. If I learned anything, hopefully, Mookie Betts doesn't just try to mitigate and, when it comes to power hitting. Because that's what Jose did. He tried to make up for it, and he ruined his swing. Kind of that cooked him for like a year. It looks like he's finally gotten over it. Yeah. Of course, I'll be live talking about the Guardians series here in a few minutes on the main channel. So after I end this, I'm going to hop on over there and get that going. So I'm going to wrap this up, guys. About 30 minutes. Not too bad. So let's freaking go, man. Ohio State keeps cooking on the trail. And we already know they ain't done. So with that being said, guys, I'm Crazy Dog coming at you, as always, on the Buckin' Crazy YouTube channel. Let's go, Buckeyes. OH. I'm out. See you guys later. Bye-bye. Gotta love the freaking scanner tone going out. Whatever. Bye-bye.